Hey there, como se va and que pasa? I'm your host, Jay Bowden. Welcome to In the Pocket with Jay Bowden. Today, our episode features the pride of Bastrop, Texas, Mr. Jamie Broski Maldonado. Jamie has worked in the IT industry for many years. He's a husband, a son, a father, a family man, and an outstanding singer and guitar player of the North Houston, Texas-based Bayou Junction Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Broski, Mr. Jamie Maldonado.
Howdy, howdy.
All right. So how you doing, Jamie?
Good.
All right, my man. Well, when we do staple that we have here at the In the Pocket with Jay Bo show is, I'm going to ask you 5 questions.
Okay.
It's just 5 icebreaker type of questions, and just want to get your point of view on things. And it's just something we have a little fun with to break the ice to start the show.
Awesome.
Okay. So, number 1, question 1. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What is your favorite movie?
Oh, that's easy. Urban Cowboy.
And why?
The mechanical bull riding. The Lone Star beers.
Nothing to do with Deborah Winger or anything like that. Right?
The soundtrack, man, I thought it was a great
awesome
soundtrack.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, I just, my earliest memories are Urban Cowboy and watching it with the family and visiting Gillies when I was about 5 years old. So that was pretty cool.
Heck yeah, man. It's amazing how Travolta transitioned from Saturday Night Fever, which was just about maybe 2 years or so earlier, into Urban Cowboy, which I thought was an amazing movie, and with Gillies and Mickey Gilly and all the girls all get pretty at closing time.
He killed it being from Jersey and then coming into Houston and the way he spoke.
Yes.
And everything. So,
Sissy, what are you doing, Sissy? And well, good. Urban Cowboy, great movie. 1980, I want to say.
1980.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, second question. Who is your favorite Dallas Cowboy of all times?
Oh, I would have to say that would probably be Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Tell me why Emmitt. True to my heart as a Florida Gator there.
I think it's, again, they were winning Super Bowls when I was in high school. So we're talking early 90s, and I just love the rate he ran, and it was always him between himself and Barry Sanders, and it was just a good time there was a lot of good running backs during that time, and I just enjoyed watching them.
Well, they had those big 3 with Aikman and Michael Irvin. And
he also got to talk to my son, and I don't know how Joshua got selected to talk to him personally through some sort of FaceTime or Twitch thing, and so he's talking to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt Smith is like, "You're calling from Argentina?" So he was shocked that he was talking to someone from Argentina. So that was really cool.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, this next question, believe it or not, was not sent in by your wife, Rachel, but I felt like I had her proxy in asking you this question.
Oh.
What is this obsession with Guitar Center?
Oh. I like spending my money at Guitar Center. I just love different guitars, and I think waiting on a guitar is the fun part, because as soon as it gets to your house, it's like Christmas.
Right.
You get it, you're like, oh man, it's like a new toy.
Yeah, I remember when I traded a couple of my basses in to buy that Fender jazz bass I have. Man, I was like a kid at Christmas time. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, hopefully Guitar Center's listening. So
with all disclaimer here, Rachel did not send a question, but I got you back, Rachel. Okay. 4th question. Mm-hmm. What would the title of your autobiography be? Someone wrote a book about Jamie. Actually, autobiography. You wrote the book about Jamie. What would the title of that book be?
I want to say The Guy Who Never Gave Up.
The Guy Who Never Gave Up. I like that, man.
Yeah.
Perseverance.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, there's times where I've hit rock bottom and always got myself up, and with the help of family and friends, I was able to succeed, and hopefully that will carry on to my own kids if anything happens to them where they hit rock bottom, that they work hard.
Okay.
And not give up.
What's that?
And not give up.
And not give up. That's exactly right. Well, the one thing I know you have in your life, which I always consider, which is one of the more important things that somebody can experience, is people who care. And I definitely see that with you. And that's an awesome thing. And I'm sure that's a function of you being able to bounce back and that resiliency and being able to improvise along the way.
Awesome. Yep. Thank you.
All right. Last question. This is one of my favorites. If you could go back in time and have a conversation with an historical figure, family, actor, sports, music, who would it be?
I would probably have to say John Lennon.
John Lennon?
Yeah.
Not who I thought you were going to say, but John Lennon. Okay.
Probably John Lennon. Yeah.
Speaking about 1980, that's when he was done.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But why John Lennon? That one surprised me a little bit.
I don't know. I grew up, my dad listened to the Beatles when I was growing up, and John Lennon was our favorite Beatle. And I don't know, I just, I loved just the way he sang, the grit that he would put behind his singing, and the stories that a lot of people that follow the Beatles, I just love their history behind how they got together and how they became really successful. So I don't know. It would have to probably be John Lennon.
Are you more of a fan of John Lennon Beatles or post Beatles?
That's a good one.
I told you 5 questions, so 5A and 5B.
That's a good one. Yeah, I would probably say post Beatles.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite songs around that time?
I would say Mind Games.
Yes. Good song.
I love Mind Games.
Okay.
Anything in that, what was it? I forgot the name of the album. The one with Yoko Ono on it. I can't remember. I can see the album cover.
Right.
I just can't remember.
Oh, I can't think of it. One of my favorite ones he did was that duel with Elton John. Whatever Gets You Through the Night. I always like that song for some reason.
That's
always
a rocking song. Yeah.
Yep.
I was telling my boys that I loved Elton when he was a rocker.
Man, yeah. When he was Captain Fantastic back in the mid 70s when I was in elementary school. I mean, heck. Philadelphia Freedom. I love that song. Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
Man, I love that stuff.
I showed the boys a Funeral for a Friend the other day, and I was like, check out how this rocks.
Nice. I love it. Well, that's all our icebreaker questions, man. I appreciate that. So you would go back in time and have a conversation with John Lennon.
Oh, absolutely.
I like it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I would have put some money on Richie Valens. That's who I would have put some money on.
Oh, that's a good one. You know? That would have been
Richie or Buddy Holly. I would have probably put some money on those, but you surprised me on that one.
But yeah, I'm thinking about that now, and it's like it would be a 17-year-old Richie Valens,
right?
But I guess being 17 back in 1959 is different.
Yeah, I think they experienced a lot more in life than they did, and I mean, just watching the movie was something that was very evident there.
Exactly.
A whole different time and place back then.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, even when I was growing up in the 70s, just a whole different world.
Oh yeah.
So let's segue into the interview portion here, and we want to learn more about you. And part of the foundation of the podcast is talking to people in the entertainment industry, and and you definitely fit the bill there, my friend. So why don't you talk to me about where you're from, growing up in Bastrop in your early years outside of music. Just talk to me about your childhood and what it was like on an everyday type of basis thing.
My family's from the Rio Grande Valley,
which
is South Texas, and I was born in a town called Weslaco, Texas. Weslaco Panthers is their high school mascot.
Okay.
And my dad joined the Navy, and I think that was a good opportunity for him. And from there, we moved to Austin. I think we lived in Austin for about a year until I was halfway through first grade, and then moved to Bastrop when I was in first grade, and I moved out of Bastrop probably when I was around 21, 22.
Okay.
And then spent most of my 20s and 30s in Austin.
Okay.
And a little bit in my 40s in Austin, and then we're here in Conroe.
Austin City Limits, right?
Austin City Limits, absolutely.
And I enjoyed that place. Now, Bastrop, tell me a little bit about the town and things you enjoyed when you were growing up in that area? Tell me a little bit about, going back in time in that era. Talk to me a little bit about
Bastrop
that.
was such a small town. We didn't really have anything. I mean, in high school I was working, but I mean, all the kids would just cruise up and down Main Street, and which is a pretty cool thing, I guess, back in the day, because I don't know if that's done anymore, but
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So cruising was a lot of fun. That's
Just hanging out with your friends riding bikes is what you're saying.
No, just wasting gas.
Oh, okay. Cruising around.
And then we'd have
cruising.
We'd have the big 12-inch speakers and booming and
Hell yeah.
Bass and drop that beat.
Yes, indeed.
So it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and growing up in a small town, and then there was Austin. Whenever we wanted to go to Austin for something more lively, we'd drive to Austin. But at the time, Bastrop was just so small. But now it's just completely changed.
Roger that.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about when you started playing music. How did all that begin?
So 1987, La Bamba came out, and Richie Valens being 17 years old, and I was, I think, 14, maybe 13. I
awesome movie.
And I asked my mom. I think she was visiting family in the Rio Grande Valley, and every time we'd visit the valley, we'd make a trip down just to the border town in Mexico. Sometimes we'd buy like this little candies or medicine, and I asked her, hey, if you see a guitar, can you buy me a guitar? And so she bought me this Mexican guitar. And
is that because of you seeing the movie?
After I saw the movie, after I saw the movie, I was like, I wanted a guitar so bad, and it was probably the most crappiest guitar. But it showed me my dad played a little bit of guitar, and he taught me. He didn't know what chords he was playing.
Okay.
He just knew that your fingers go here, or he didn't know what notes we were playing. So he didn't know what an A was or a D or E.
He just knew the sound.
He just knew, like, someone taught me how to play it like this, and then by the sound, and he goes, it sounds so we played a lot by ear, and really early on, I think Donna was the very first song I learned to play was Donna.
Oh yeah.
And then I just remember learning how to and I would see my dad do these bar chords, and I was like, man, I need to do that and try and play bar chords on this Mexican guitar with the fat neck and
right.
And but that's what kind of inspired me, was playing on this old guitar, and also living out in the country. There's really nothing else to do.
Right.
I mean, so when I had some free time, I would play guitar, and I don't know, I would pick it up, drop it, or not play for a while, and then pick it up again, and then just about 4 or 5 years ago, I told my wife I really want to learn lead guitar, and called this teacher up in Bastrop, Ben Zuniga.
Is this when you were a teenager?
No, this is not. I'm my 40s.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so my guitar teacher, Ben from Bastrop, he taught me a lot. So
how long have you been playing serious stuff?
Serious, probably the last 6 or 7 years.
That's amazing, Jamie. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've always played rhythm guitar. I played for churches. I played for retreats and
this is throughout your 20s, 30s?
20s and 30s.
Okay.
And just recently, I'm like, that's how you do some lead guitar. That's pretty cool. So
yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it had been that short of a period with serious playing. Man, that's amazing.
I just started playing lead guitar, really.
So talk to me about the singing. How did the singing come along with that? When did you realize, hey man, I can sing a little bit?
When y'all told me?
Really?
Yeah, because at the time we needed a singer, and we're just practicing, and you're like,
well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. But when you were playing with these choirs and things like that, you just played guitar. You didn't sing.
I would sing a little bit, but I was never
in a group.
Yeah, I was usually with a group or another person that was leading, and I would just never. I was really, I don't want to say shy, but I just didn't feel like I could sing very well.
Not a stage fright thing like Jerry has, huh? Or was it
a
just
little
more
bit.
of a...
Yeah,
okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
but
Jerry and I talked about that in our last episode, actually. And Jerry had some major obstacles to overcome with the stage fright thing. And we talked about how that can really limit somebody that has a lot of talent. And because of having, a high degree of shyness or stage fright, people aren't able to see the gift that they really have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And brother, I got to tell you, we've done a lot of performances together over the last, few years, and your singing's amazing. I'm really in shock. I've really learned something here right now.
It was really by accident when I started singing with y'all. And
okay. What about influences for? So much for but I could tell you had a lot of almost a passion after you saw the Richie, the Richie Valens,
La Bamba, absolutely, and and I think for me growing up, I really didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. I was really just, I don't want to say shy, just not low self-esteem, I guess. I just didn't know. I didn't think I could do it.
No, well, and well, I can tell you, brother, as my neighbor Bicho says, you're amazing.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, and
absolutely.
I come from a family that we make fun of each other. That constantly we make fun of each other. So, and that's another thing,
Is that what held you back?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think, and so I have to catch myself because, Rachel will tell me, hey, that kind of hurt.
Right. So one thing, it's weird. I'm going to refer back to Jerry again, who's in our band. And she's our lead singer for the audience listening. And Jerry said she had a few people in her family that would, give her a little bit of trouble trying to sing like Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. And she said it would make her hesitant and a little shy to sing because when you're young like that, you don't know if people are being serious or if they're clowning with you or whatever. Right. And you yield to the part, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
And wow, that's just amazing. The irony with the parallels there.
You know what helped too?
What's that?
Is karaoke nights.
Yes.
Kind of helped with that. When I would go to karaoke, I was scared. I wouldn't do it. And then I did it. You do one song, you're like, oh, hell yeah. Let's do that again.
I love it. So you brought up Rachel, your wife. So tell us a little bit about your family.
Oh, yeah. So I have two sons. One lives in Argentina. He was visiting for a while. And, man, and
his name?
His name is Joshua. And I was really hoping that he would play guitar. He asked me, I told him a couple years ago he was visiting for his birthday, you want to go see the Cowboys? And he's like, yeah, I want to see the Cowboys. Well, we'll go to a guitar shop. And he's like, Dad, I want this guitar. I'd rather have this guitar than go see the Cowboys. And I was like, oh, dang, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Finally, I got someone that wants to play guitar. Bought him the guitar, and I think it's just being used as a wall mount.
Nice.
But
nice.
And then Thomas, the same thing. I got him a guitar.
Brother Thomas.
Yeah, Brother Thomas. My young boy. He moved with us from Argentina, and I got him a guitar too. And man, I was really excited. We're at Guitar Center, and same thing.
Guitar Center again. Man.
I think both exactly. My favorite store, and I think it's just like, wait, you have to practice.
Yeah,
like, no,
exactly. No, it just automatically happens.
Exactly. And then Rachel, I met Rachel on a Fun Day Sunday on West 6th Street. And
where's that at?
In Austin.
Austin, okay.
Yeah, I saw her. I was like, man, look at this girl. And she wouldn't give me the time of day, but give her a couple of drinks later that night. Yeah, we got to talking, and the rest is history.
Well, she's a wonderful lady. I've been knowing her a couple of years now.
Now we have,
and tell us about the new edition.
Yeah, and now we have Juniper, and she's 7 months old, and I love it. She'll walk into my office where I have all my guitars hanging, and she's just looking at all the guitars.
I love it.
And she smiles when I'm playing guitar. I'm like, hey, she might be the one.
Little June bug.
She might be the one.
I love it. Beautiful little baby.
Thank you.
That's the first Bayou Junction baby, too.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's segue into how we met.
Okay.
Yeah. So why don't you tell our audience how you and I met? It's about 2 or 3 years ago, I guess now.
Yeah. It was strange. So there's I forgot the name of this band app.
Backroad Jones? Is that
Yeah, it was this band
Backroad
app.
Jones.
And this guy just reaches out to me saying they're looking for a guitar player, rhythm guitar player. And I go and audition, I guess, and everybody was really sweet. Everybody was really nice, and the guy could sing, and it's like, dang. And so we started. They invited me back, and I was really happy because it was the first band that I got to play with around here. So I was really excited about that, and I think we were looking for a bass player.
Yeah.
And that's when you came along.
Yeah, he called me. A really nice guy.
Yeah.
And, Joe, that's it. Yeah, awesome guy. And he called me. I told him that I hadn't been playing very long. He's like, "No, man, let's see what you got." And went over and played with everybody, and everybody was great. Really enjoyed it. We had a few practice sessions, and then I set up that little gig we had in the front of the neighborhood here.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought that went well.
I did too. Yeah.
And unfortunately, Joe had to relocate to Colorado, I think. Yeah. And so as quick as it came is as quick as it left.
And Patrick was such a great guitar player.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And the young lady singing was good.
Yeah.
And, the drummer, he was fantastic. So it was pretty good potential in that band. I really enjoyed the short experience we had there.
Absolutely.
But one thing I remembered is that I thought you and I vibed pretty good.
Yeah, I do remember that.
We kind of hit it off from the get-go, which was really cool. And when that opportunity went away, a few months later, I had decided, man, I'm just going to go ahead and start a band. And you were the first call I made.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I called you up and, like, Broski, I'm thinking about forming this band. And you were like, hell yeah, man, I'm in.
Yeah, that's when you invited us to Puff Bellies.
Puffer Bellies, right. Puffer Bellies over in Old Town Spring.
Yeah.
Give them a plug. I love it.
And it was an open mic night.
Open mic night. That's where I learned how to play, actually, with old Benny Rod out there. Absolutely. Play something Benny Rod. And the local icon. And so anyway, but man, I really, that was really a good, the stars crossing at the right time for us to meet each other.
Absolutely.
And I mean, look at the friendship we have now. And man, we played a lot of awesome gigs over the last couple of years, and a lot more to come.
Yeah.
So tell me what you like most about being in the Bayou Junction Band.
Oh man, everybody's just awesome. Everybody's so nice. We all treat each other like family, and I don't know. Yeah, it's just a great chemistry that we all have. Jerry and her parties, and oh man, just so much fun. And us being able to go to New Orleans.
Yes,
that was so much fun. Everybody welcomed us with open arms, and I really love that town, Gretna.
God, New Orleans,
man, I could totally retire there. I could move there.
Gretna's a special place, man. You love it. That's a suburb of New Orleans, our crew. We just performed there February 1st over at River Shack, and man, what a great time we had.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Beautiful people, beautiful town. I loved it. I would definitely go back.
Absolutely. Sure. So I know we talked about some of your favorite performers. I just want to make sure we're not missing anybody that may have had an influence on you. So we talked about John Lennon. We spoke about Richie Valens.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about Buddy Holly, because I don't think we talked about Buddy Holly much, and I know you like Buddy Holly.
Yeah, and again, I think it all goes back to my childhood. Just the very first songs that I remember listening to. My mom telling me stories. This guy got killed, and my mom is just and I'm sure she's gonna listen to this podcast, but
sure.
But my mom was all very dramatic. She said, "He got killed in an airplane crash." So that would intrigue me. I was like,
American Pie.
And every time I hear something, like, I got killed in a plane crash.
Right. Oh my.
So, and I think it stuck in my head, and I just remember listening to Maybe Baby, and then American Graffiti.
Yes,
American Graffiti. That movie was another favorite of mine. And
forgot about that.
And and just I remember Buddy Holly, Maybe Baby on that song, and anyways, and again, 22 years old, and he's the one that brought the Fender Stratocaster. Yep. So he made it famous. So yeah, it's they're definitely the seed that was planted for rock and roll, for sure.
Without a doubt. And that was that was the day the music died, but a lot of people say that's the day the music restarted too.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Who was it? Richie Valens, Buddy Holly,
and the
Big Bopper.
Yep.
And thank God Waylon Jennings avoided that, and the Pilot and others, man. Just a horrible situation, but also the tributes that was made, and by Miss American Pie and
Absolutely.
awesome stuff.
Yeah,
there.
I mean they helped kickstart the Beatles. That's where they got their name, Beatles.
Absolutely. Yep.
From
absolutely.
Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
Yep.
And
that's right.
So
that's right. So anyway, you talked about us performing in New Orleans, but also we performed in Austin, Texas.
Yes.
Last year, and we're actually due there again on March 8th, coming up a week from this Saturday. So talk to me about, what you look forward to, what you enjoyed with that last year. And we performed at the Texas Smoke Tent with a childhood friend who we might talk about here in a minute. But talk to me about Austin and what you enjoy about going back there.
So the Austin barbecue cook-off and the Austin rodeo, I mean, that's the first rodeo I ever been to, was there and seen a lot of shows. So, and even going as a kid, we would always go to the carnival there. And so it brings back a lot of memories when I get to go. And not only that, the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
The drinks.
Yes, Lord. Mm-hmm. Yes, Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, I just love it. And it's a small venue compared to like the Houston rodeo. I've never been, but I've heard folks that've been to the Houston rodeo say that it is crazy packed.
It is.
And
it is. It's an awesome time, but the best comparison that I can usually do for it is Mardi Gras in New Orleans compared to like a Mardi Gras in Mobile or Galveston. It's a whole different world.
Oh, wow.
Compared to the size of the Houston rodeo is like Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
And Austin is probably like a Galveston or a Mobile kind of thing, which, they both have their pluses and challenges, but there's a lot of ways to enjoy both of them.
Yeah.
So I want to transition with that right now because we got somebody waiting on the line here, and his name is Chuck Baily. He's with the Texas Smoke team, and we're going to be adding Chuck here in a minute. All right, Chuck, welcome to In the Pocket with J-Bo, along with our guest, Jamie Maldonado. Chuck is from El Paso, Texas. He's a husband, father, son, family man, and just an outstanding guy that I consider part of the foundation of this podcast, which is interviewing the interesting, as Sly Stone would say, everyday people, the type of person that we want to learn more about. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Chuck Baily. Hey. How's it going there, Big Chuck?
Hey, Jamie, how y'all doing?
Good, brother, man.
All right, Chuck, one thing we do here at In the Pocket is we start out with some icebreaker questions. And usually I do 5, but I'm just going to give you 3. So I want you to give me your best response to these, okay? You ready?
All right, I'm ready, man. Thanks for cutting me some slack there.
No problem. Okay, if you could be an actor in a movie, who would you be?
This is the same answer as Jamie. Let's do John Travolta.
Oh my!
I knew it.
In what movie?
Look who's talking to us.
Look who's talking.
Oh shit! Urban Cowboy, man.
Urban Cowboy. Look at the irony there. That's the movie Jamie said. I'll be damned. You guys are conjoined twins, man, or something. Okay.
It's like the newlywed game.
I love it. I love it.
Newlywed game, yeah.
In the rear.
I love it. Okay, next question is, in golf, and I know you're a golfer, who is your dream foursome that you'd have playing, with you? So the other 3 golfers and you, who are the other 3 that you would choose to have? And on top of that, what golf course would y'all play at?
Wow. So 3 golfers, man. So
Mustang Ridge and Taylor.
No coaching, man. No coaching. Got to keep it real.
On opening day of dove season.
Okay.
Okay. So I think this is pretty simple, man. So for me, it would be my dad.
Okay.
It would be Jamie.
Okay.
And it would be my buddy Andrew. And so, really it's, for me, golf is just kind of good times. I mean, it's competitive for sure and it's fun. But what makes it most fun is just being out there with the right people. And for me, those are the folks that I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to be out there with anyone else besides those guys, man. That's my top 3 for sure.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. And what golf course would it be at?
Wow. So we could pick any course.
Any course you want, worldwide. Any course.
Pebble Hills, Did I say Pebble Hills? I meant Pebble Beach.
Pebble
Hills
Beach.
is in El Paso, by the way. Pebble Hills in El Paso. Pebble Beach would probably be, up there at the top of the list.
Well, you can't go wrong there, man. You can't go wrong there. Mine would have to be Augusta, and I think that would be a close second or third. So, absolutely.
Jay, do you play?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, Jay, do you play?
Yes.
You play golf?
I'm not any good, but I play. But I have the same philosophy as you, is that it's the people that you play with out there that just makes it all the best. It doesn't matter where it is or how good or bad you play, but if you're in some good company, that's what makes it all worth it when you're playing golf.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt in my mind. And having a little aiming fluid might help too now, So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can't think of a better way to spend 9 hours.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, so last question. If you could go back in time and have a conversation with a historical figure, family, celebrity, sports, doesn't matter, who would it be? If you could go back in time and have a conversation with a historical figure that's no longer here, who would it be?
Wow. So, I mean, I'm going to keep this very base, right? So you also said family. You include, I know you're saying
absolutely, it could be family.
And,
absolutely, it could be
we can
family.
change this up if we need to, but man, I would really love to get to visit with my maternal grandmother one more time. So my grandma Chewy really was just the best. If you think of someone that's welcoming, a home that's welcoming. I have very fond memories. Kind of growing up and just kind of walking into the house and. The reception that she would give me or give us, when we arrived and, of course, wanting to feed us and just the stories, man, just the love, just the good times. That's definitely what I would choose.
Dang, I feel bad now. I'll change mine to my grandma.
Jamie picked John Lennon.
John Lennon, I would say that, or Buddy Holly.
Yeah. That's right. We talked about him too. Chuck, I got to tell you, man, memories of your grandmother like that, sparked some nostalgia with me, because that was awesome time when I was a kid too, growing up in New Orleans, was spending time at my grandparents' house, and just to be able to walk in that old shotgun house and be able to sit there with my grandmother and play cards or something like that as a kid, man, that's just a cherished memory, So, well,
absolutely.
Let's get in here. Let's learn a little bit about Chuck. So, I think you grew up in El Paso, if that's correct. So tell me about the early years, growing up, what you liked doing, your friends you hung out with, what did y'all do, and just talk to me about the early years.
And so the early years, I lived like outside, right, man. I was on my bike 24/7, just with the neighborhood kids.
Like a lot of us. Yeah.
Yeah, just those adventures, it's funny. I have all these memories that are kind of flooding my mind right now. But, one of them, my sister, would always kind of joke and kid that, she could barely cross the street or had 2-3 houses down this way or the other. But, I could be gone for hours and who knows, I could be miles away, but I really was, I was just with the group of kids, we kind of lived on our bikes and it was the best. It was the best. So, in terms of just early memories, it was kind of being out there on that bike for sure. I'll bring up golf again. My dad started me playing golf at a pretty young age, maybe 5-6 years old. He started playing when he was a little bit older, in his 40s. And just, through work colleagues, he kind of got into it and, business, relationships. And so, I did golf lessons as a junior, did the clinics, did the little junior tournaments and things like that. But, I have very fond memories of being out at the golf course, whether it was, with my dad and be able to join him and his group and just kind of ride along and hang out with the guys, or playing on a separate 9-hole course that they had out there that was just kind of, for youth and beginners, and hanging out with that group of friends that I had made out there. So
sure.
Just good times.
Man, that's fun memories as a kid, and quite a few of the things you're saying reminded me of when I was growing up. So it's just a different time and place in how we could be out there riding our bikes till Lord knows late at night. And I was one of those, have your hind parts home when the street lights come on, So I was one of those when I was a kid. And but yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun memories, Chuck. I can hear it in your voice when you're saying it.
Yeah, thank you. No, it was really good. Now I'll tell you one little story here. I mean, so one of the other things I loved as a kid, right, was like Hot Wheels, right?
Sure.
Yeah. They were my jam. They were my favorite. You couldn't make it to the Five and Dime, whatever store, and just leave with a 50 cent, 75 cent, 99 cent, whatever it was, Hot Wheel. And this one time, sorry, man, the allergy is kind of bugging me, but
no, that's okay.
This one time, I splurged a little bit, right? My parents, my mom splurged a little bit. She bought me these little Tonka trucks, just
right.
A little bit larger than a Hot Wheel, but not quite this Tonka dump truck or what have you. And the neighborhood that we lived in, right, it was kind of new development, and down the way there was this. On the same day, there was this pile of dirt. I think they were bringing it in for what have you, whatever construction. But I'm over there playing with these Tonka trucks, making tunnels and having a good time. And sure enough, like you said earlier, it's mom's hollering, the street lights are turning on, what have you. It's time to get back. And my sister was out there with me as well. She's like, hey, just bury them, bury them, leave these there, and we'll get them tomorrow after school. I'm like, that's a great idea. And sure enough, we did that. And, went home, went to school the next day, came back home, just excited to get out there and play with these new trucks. And I'm sure you guys see where this is going.
Oh, yeah.
So I had 5-6 houses, 5-6 blocks, not blocks, but, houses down, from where I lived. And that pile of dirt obviously had been sold out. And, they're doing new construction, man, so it's not there anymore. It was terrible.
We got to say it in New Orleans called Ain't There No More.
So, yeah, just good times, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your family. I met your wife, Patty, last year at the Austin Rodeo. Wonderful lady. So tell us about your family.
Yeah, so a little bit about the family. Wife, Trisha. We've been married. My gosh, you're going to have to edit this out while I do math here. Let me take my shoes off.
No problem. I said Patty, but Trisha, that's cool to say that like
Patty,
that, though, right?
Patty's good. Trisha's good. Just don't call
I
her
remembered Patty. That's what I remembered.
Don't call her Pat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to call her Pat.
We'll be fighting. That's fighting words right there.
No, thank you.
So Trish and I, we've been married, I don't know, a little over 20 years.
Okay.
And we got, three little ones, not so little maybe per se. William is a junior in high school. Emily's a freshman. And then bringing up the rear there is Benjamin as a fifth grader. So it's just good times, man. It's all about the family. It's all about these guys making good memories. We try to do really everything or as much together as we can. We do a lot of camping. One thing I did with Ben here recently, Jamie may get a kick out of this, but I got him signed up, or we did it was President's Day here recently, and we went out and did the first tee. Is like
nice, yeah.
Yeah, the first tee of Austin. So he kind of did a day clinic out there, and he just had a blast, man. He's having a good time. So I'm looking forward to, golf taking off with him and getting to enjoy that time and that hobby with him as well. So
excellent. Wow. And both of my boys played golf in high school, and both of them, had pretty good talent there and some fun memories. But the most important thing I learned with them was keep it fun. Keep it fun. Don't take it too serious. That's a big lesson learned I had with them. And to this day, both of them can still play golf pretty good. But you got 2 in high school and a 5th grader. Is that correct?
2 in high school and a 5th grader. So yeah, that was a little bit about Ben. William's learning how to drive right now. Emily's begging to learn how to drive. William's just kind of nonchalant about it. Like, hey,
Jamie, let us pray.
We don't. But they're good. They're good. We're entering that stage of boyfriends and girlfriends, and
yes, indeed.
Getting to hang out at different shopping areas or movies and those kind of things. But it's fun, man. It's exciting to see, and time's flying pretty fast, So.
Well, Chuck, what I'm hearing is that you're continuing the lore of the family life you had when you were growing up with your children, and man, that's to be applauded. So big respect for something like that, man. So enjoy hearing those types of stories. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, no doubt.
All right, let's transition over to like extended family. So I understand that you and Brother Broski here have been friends since about 95.
Yeah.
It
94,
seems like y'all are like brothers here. So I want to hear about this starching the Wranglers and all this type of stuff, man. So tell me how this friendship began with you and Jamie.
And so Jamie, I got to meet Jamie when I started working at a dealership, working at a parts warehouse at a dealership here in Austin. And so Jamie was working there, and man, we just hit it off. I think off the bat, we had a good time. We were young.
He wasn't playing guitar in the corner with a bucket in front of him, was he, in the street or something?
I should have.
He might have had some spoons or something. There was some kind of musical instruments in that warehouse, but
right.
We'll save that for after the podcast.
The after party.
But yeah, I met Jamie at that dealership, and man, we just hit it off. He's just I don't have to tell you, what kind of guy Jamie is.
Absolutely.
I can't. I think the world of him and his family. Rachel and the boys, and they got their little June bug now. So it's it was just I don't know. It was just kind of an instant. Hey, we hit it off and had a good time. So that included beyond work. It included kind of headed out to the honky tonks and the dance halls, and getting out there and having a good time, and trying to cut some rug, and enjoying a few cold ones, and all that good stuff, and you sprinkle some golf on top of that, and it was just couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, so y'all were the Urban Cowboys, is what I'm hearing, man.
Man, it's no joke. It's no joke. I mean, you're bringing up starched jeans and clothes and such, but man, we'd haul ass after work and head to one of the houses we were living in, and one person was in there taking a shower, and the other one was helping the other guy iron a damn shirt. Jamie would sabotage me. Really,
I heard about this.
It wasn't, I don't know, you're talking about jeans, but it was a shirt.
Right down the middle. Right down the middle.
You have that little, you have that, I don't know what you call it, that section that goes down the middle, and you kind of button, you pass your buttons through the hole and what have you, but it's got a little extra material on the side. This guy totally irons it flipped over and not down the right way, so it's just
it looked like a big ruffle.
Like that.
Man, he's one of these passive aggressive get back at you kind of guys, I think, right, Chuck?
Oh, that was so funny.
It's the little things, man.
And we didn't have time to re-iron. We didn't have time to fix it. We had to go.
Had to go, man. You got to get in before the cover charges kick in.
Yeah, exactly. I can remember my friends and I getting in on the same ID when we go to places. 3 or 4 of us, different sizes, heights, weights, and colors, getting in the same ID.
Oh my God,
I love it.
Absolutely. I don't know, Jamie. I don't know if we ever shared an ID. We're pretty close in age, but we absolutely did. But our group of friends, our circle of friends that we had, I certainly recall sharing IDs. We got some good stories with that.
I love it. So, Jamie, tell me, one of the things you really enjoyed about the friendship you've had with Chuck over the years.
Man, I've been so blessed with Chuck. He's been like a big brother, and he, I guess coming from Bass Shop, I really didn't have a lot of fun. I really didn't know what good times were. I didn't know anything about dancing, and he taught me how to dance at this place in Taylor called Casper's. Yeah, and it was just this bar, and he was just showing me how to dance. It's how you do it. And it's just like just 2 guys dancing.
This is something I would have probably paid money to see here.
So he's like, this is how you 2-step. And
right on.
It was so, yeah, he's like, so blessed, and he showed me how to have good times. And so, yeah, it's been a fun ride for sure.
Now, were you guys in a music choir together? Did I hear that right, Chuck? I need somebody to tell me the truth of the truth here now. And who was the choir director?
Absolutely, yeah. So we were part of a men's choir at the Guadalupe Church in Taylor, Texas. And
Taylor, Texas.
So my dad, was a musician and kind of played guitar all his life, just recreationally. He would share that he enjoyed learning and kind of playing and kind of quickly learned that knowing that or kind of having that ability or that talent, I don't know what you want to call it, quickly turned into like invites, to socialize at different places, be part of different parties growing up and things like that. So that's kind of, I think, was some of his initial influence, in learning and playing. And, again, growing up, I remember him, playing on and off. It wasn't like a regular thing or anything like that. But when we did move away from El Paso and landed in Taylor, one circles back to the golf course. But, we ran into some guys out there, kind of played, and they, invited us to the church. And my dad, pretty quickly just kind of, got back into church and started playing with the choir there. And, I don't know how long after the fact of being with the choir, but he started a men's choir.
Okay.
And it was great. I mean, it was great. I don't know. I think at some point, maybe 12 or so guys in this choir, and just a few different guitars and accordion. And it was really great. Yeah. I mean, it was, you could kind of feel and hear the spirit and,
nice.
Yeah. And those are the guys that taught me. Exciting. Those are the guys that taught me, like, this is a C chord, this is a D chord, this is a G, this is an A. I didn't know anything until I joined this group. And those are the guys that showed me all that stuff.
Chuck, I got to tell you, I was really amazed. I didn't realize Jamie was playing seriously for as short of a time as he has, because, man, he's an amazing guitar player and singer.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. I think the same thing, right? I knew Jamie could play some guitar, enjoyed playing some guitar, or again, just hanging out or the camping, different occasions like that. I think he and a good friend of ours back in the day, Big Mike, they'd kind of break out the guitar and, play a few different songs. And, it was always fun. But, yeah, absolutely. I don't know what it's been, Jamie, in the last 3, maybe 5 years or so, where he started doing some lessons and, just, really kind of got into it. So, when I heard he was joining the band over there, when he had moved to Conroe and kind of get into it, it was exciting, man. I couldn't wait to get out there and go see him play.
Well, he's an amazing, member of our band, and we love him, and just reeking with talent, man. Amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So, Jamie, I didn't know Chuck was singing, man. We have to pull him up on stage.
Yeah, Chuck.
I didn't know Chuck could sing, man.
Chuck can sing. Absolutely.
Chuck, should we have our people get with your people or something here?
I was going to say, your dad used to get after us because we would always cut up at the men's choir.
Men's choir was the worst.
Like the men's group at a church, that's usually a drink fest, man. That's what that
is. The men's choir would do one Sunday a month, right? That was kind of the men's choir deal. But
right.
It was always after the best band or the best artist was in Austin or at Copeland Dance Hall, like here locally. And so it was so tough, we're staying out late the night before and, getting up.
Heck yeah.
Being at church at 7 a.m. or, 7:15. It was just, we caught some dirty looks a couple of times.
Yeah, I know.
Using the same starch jeans from the night before.
and the starch is still holding tight, baby.
Yeah. Beer stains everywhere.
So, Chuck, let's
wearing that shirt. Yeah.
So, Chuck, let's start talking about this famous Texas Smoke team. That's SMOAK. And I tell you what, we played. The Bayou Junction Band played last year at the Austin Rodeo Barbecue Cook-Off, and you guys were just awesome enough to invite our band to play there last year. And I can't begin to say the high level of hospitality, friendliness, fellowship, and just good times we had there. The barbecue was amazing, but the people were even more so. And I'd like you to just tell us about how Texas Smoke came to be and your involvement with us. So you got the floor, my friend. Talk to us about Texas Smoke.
Wow, well, appreciate that. Appreciate those compliments. So Texas Smoke has been around. This is going to be our 5th year as a team, as a competition barbecue team. We're just a group of friends who enjoy barbecue, enjoy community, and enjoy kind of giving back to our communities. And we found a way to, do these things via competition barbecue, right?
Sure.
And what we did is, I had done a few competitions. I had a good friend that had a competition team, and really just started out by kind of visiting, hanging out, helping them. One of the days, couple of the days, and then it turned into cooking on their team, and then it turned into inviting one of the guys who's currently on Smoke, right? Inviting him out to kind of cook with me and work with me out there one year. And then we just kind of decided to start our own team, right? This Texas Smoke Barbecue. And, the first year that we kind of went out there, we had just a super small spot, no running water. We had to bring in our water, bring in our electricity, those kind of things. But, got out there and had a good time, competing and cooking out there. So for folks that maybe aren't familiar with Barbecue Austin, it's associated or tied into Rodeo Austin.
Okay.
The whole purpose of the event is to raise money for youth scholarships.
Nice.
And, I think the past, if not 3, the past 2 years for sure, they've raised over, $500,000 each year for scholarships. It's incredible.
Amazing. Wow. Amazing.
And, we've just we found a way to grow our team. We ourselves became an official nonprofit as well.
Excellent.
We award scholarships to, graduating high school seniors that are either going to attend college, military, trade schools. We have a heavy focus on, of course, the grades, but we look very closely at their community involvement, right?
The above and beyond.
Kids, that's like a heavily weighted, factor in when we kind of review these scholarships, and so it's a good time. It's a good time. So again, circling back to the event, for folks that maybe haven't been out there, you're going to pay to park, pay to get in. You walk around to various tents that are going to have live entertainment. They're going to have barbecue samples, refreshments, drinks, those kind of things. And it's amazing. I think, you spoke slightly or kind of complimented us on kind of hosting you, but I think, many of these, tents that you might visit, or the teams that you might visit with, you might see some of have a similar reception, right? So it's
Sure.
all about raising money for the youth, for the scholarships. There's buckets in all these tents, so folks just kind of drop in a few bucks here, a few bucks there. Enjoy some barbecue, some drinks, some entertainment, and it's just a good time. So,
and it's one thing I noticed that was a common denominator with your team there was a passion to do what they do.
Yeah.
And they put a lot of effort and heart into their work, and they're very proud of the barbecue and the whole setup. And I mean, you guys made us feel like VIPs, and I can't tell you how much we appreciated the hospitality extended to all of us. Now, I know you and Jamie are compadres and all that, but still, the whole group made us feel so welcome, and we really appreciate you guys inviting us back, for this year, and we look forward to putting on a great show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Yeah, we were excited to have you last year. We were excited to learn that, we were able to get you guys back this year. We can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. Always a good time, and really just kind of looking forward to it. We're going to, every year we try to raise the bar just a little bit, for what we're doing out there, and hope to get to show that to you guys when you come back out.
Awesome. So give me some of the names of these cats that are on the Texas Smoke team, if you would, Chuck. Let's give them a shout out, man.
Absolutely. So you got Steven Torres, who's kind of our fearless leader. You got Adam Sadler, who's kind of our treasure, he's absolutely our treasure and kind of keeps us in line. And this poor guy, man, he gets so much grief from the team. If we need to,
that goes with the position there.
Get this kind of supplies, register for this event or that kind of deal. But man, he keeps us right where we need to be. So
nice.
We absolutely appreciate him. We've got Marcus Moreno, who's kind of just a coworker of mine and just, solid dude, all around. While he doesn't necessarily cook, man, he, he's right there, from the very beginning, of this event. We move in early in the week and, we're there for probably a total of 4.5, maybe 5 days, for this event that lasts, a day and a half. That's for the public. But just solid worker, solid dude. We got Adrian Bustillos. This guy's another lifelong friend. I've known him since the end of high school.
Okay.
And, he just brings to the team, a lot of leadership, as well. He kind of helps with a lot of connections that he has with different vendors and kind of sponsors like that. But, he just makes sure he and Marcus really make sure that things run smoothly, that, the parts that are public facing, right? Serving the public and things like that. So you got Aliaz Mohammed as a good friend of mine. Just met him here recently in the last few years. But this dude, came on board. It's kind of funny, quick story. I met him through a coworker, playing golf. And we really just hit it off. And a solid guy. He's a young man. But just fun, man, just full of life. He's got a ton of hobbies and passion, from, racing cars and brewing beer to golf.
Excellent.
And I was able to get him into barbecue. We did a brewbecue one year. I cooked barbecue and he brewed
brewbecue.
Brewbecue.
I like that, man. I haven't heard that before.
It was a big success. And that was it, man. He was hooked on cooking.
Yeah.
So he's, very quickly, learned a lot about the, that skill and kind of grown the passion for cooking barbecue. And so he's out there. He'll be with us for sure.
Nice.
And then you got Sean Cartwright. Again, just another coworker of mine. We worked together in the past. And again, just solid guy, all around fun, good time, and just loves barbecue. So, we get out there and have a good time. I think that's everybody. I don't know.
Well, shout out to all the fellas,
everybody.
man.
I forgot you. Sorry.
Who's that?
I said, if I forgot you.
We'll do a follow-up episode and we'll get them in, man. No, but I can tell the guys all have a passion, and like I said, they welcomed us like family and they treated our family like families. And also shout out to all of their significant others, because I know this is a endeavor that you guys, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. That's all of your personal time and effort that goes into these things, like we do with the band. And definitely wouldn't be able to be as successful without the significant others supporting and your family supporting us. So, again, big props to everybody on the Texas Smoke team. So,
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. That's, absolutely a good call out. And, it seems around this time of year or after this event, we always, kind of have huge thanks to the wives and to the partners, because absolutely, they're holding down the fort.
Hell yeah.
While we're gone for this event, and it takes a whole lot of work for a day and a half of what the public sees. We're out there for maybe about a total of 4 to 5 days, just getting things set up, and when this is done, tearing things down. But it's a year-long process. We do cooks. We do cooks for weddings, for quinceañeras, golf tournaments, corporate events, what have you. We do those things to raise money, that we use for this type of event, for the scholarships. And so, there are so gracious enough to allow us to kind of enjoy this passion, this hobby slash passion that we have for barbecue and giving back. And so, I'm glad you called that out.
Yeah. Absolutely. So Chuck, tell our audience how they can catch up with the Texas Smoke team on Facebook and, website and all that stuff.
Yeah. So just, pretty simply, Facebook, Instagram, we're at Texas Smoke. So TEXAS and then SMOAK, smoke, OAK like Oakwood. So Texas Smoke.
Got it.
We also got TexasSmoke.org. You guys can visit us on that site. Learn a little bit about the team, see some pictures from our event. We just kind of closed up the application process for the scholarship recipients, so those are kind of under review right now. But we kind of recognize those folks or those winners at this Barbecue Austin event every year. So we're excited to do that. I mean, that's absolutely one of the highlights of that weekend is kind of being able to recognize those folks in front of the public, in front of their families, and just kind of, recognize that hard work and, award them for that and celebrate them. So,
yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Well, the only thing I can say about that is right on with the right on.
That's right. Right on with the right on.
Jamie and Chuck, I really appreciate you guys taking the time this evening to be here for the show. And man, I learned a lot, and I'm sure our audience is going to learn a lot. And please share it with your friends. And so I'm sure you guys would love to see Jamie perform with the Bayou Junction Band and me on bass. And the way you do that is to check out the Bayou Junction Band's Facebook and Instagram pages for our upcoming schedule. And as Chuck and I and Jamie were talking about, we'll be playing at the Texas Smoke Tent on March 8th. That's March 8th, 2025, in the afternoon. And I hope you get out there to see us. And also, if you go into the Austin, Texas Rodeo Barbecue Cook-Off, do yourself a huge favor and go check out this awesome Texas Smoke team and their tent. And I'm speaking from experience here, folks. That's some of the best barbecue, friendliest people in entertainment on the grounds. And with that, we'll see you on the flip side for another episode of In the Pocket with J Bo. Thanks, fellas.